Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a new video, and hello if you are new here, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be this look right here, this kind of clean, model off duty, fresh look that everyone has been recreating at the minute on Instagram and on YouTube. It's just this really sleeked back bun and fresh, glowy, dewy makeup look that's super quick and easy to do, super easy to wear, and one of my favourite ways to just be lazy, really, to just kind of slick all my hair back, put a little bit but not a load of makeup on, and just run out of the door. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the video. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. While you're here, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel, and let's get on with the look. I'm going to start out with my hair, and I'm just going to take my Tangle Teaser and just give it a brush all the way through to make sure there's no knots. Just making sure it's nice and smooth. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my Mark Hill Tame and Polish. I'm going to take some of this on my hands and I'm just going to start pushing my hair back in the direction that I want it to go. So I want it to be all sleek and pushed back in this direction. So I'm going to take a generous serving of this, around about that much. I'm just going to rub it between my fingers. It doesn't feel nice and it almost feels like this is the last thing you want to be putting in your hair, but you do what you gotta do. So just pushing it all back in that direction. And you can see this is just already gonna start the hair going in that direction, so when you brush it back it almost wants to go that way anyways. Just gonna take a little bit more and put it right behind the ears because they can be the most stubborn parts that they just want to stick out of the bun. I should add as well that my hair is ready for a wash. It's dirty. Let's just say that to be the least. You don't want to do this in freshly washed hair or like a day or two old hair because one, you've wasted a hair wash because I've just went and put all this product in it and it's now dirty anyways, and two, that's when your hair is going to be the softest and it's not going to want to be manipulated into this style. It's just kind of going to be like the ends of my hair now, which are just really soft, and you can get like flyaways and it's not going to stay as well. So you want to do this in, I would say, at least 3 or 4 day old hair, maybe, depending on how often you wash your hair, but mine is a little bit older than that. Next I'm going to take one of the smoothing brushes that I'm going to use. This is the Stafford smoothing brush and it's got like harder bristles in the centre and then softer ones on the outside, and I'm just going to use this to brush all of this hair back into that direction. I'm then going to use the other end of this brush to give myself a parting and centre it out. So just using the spike to really find where your parting should be and then start brushing it back into that parting shape. Might take a few attempts to get that right in the centre. So once I'm happy with the parting and the position of the hair, I'm going to go in one more time and just add a little bit more of the Tame and Polish. Just pushing it now in the directions to the side on the top of the head rather than underneath, so just like that, flattening out these side pieces, whereas before I was pushing this bit back, I'm now flattening it down in that direction, like down and back, and then just the same on the other side. You can probably now see why you definitely don't want to be doing this in clean hair, like if I just washed my hair and now it looks like this. So now that that is all pushed back, you want to take all of this hair and you want to get it up into a really tight, really sleek high ponytail. So the comb that I find best to use to do that is more of like a hard bristle comb. So this is just a random black one that I have, and that will really scrape the hair back. You see how tight that makes that. So I'm going to use this, scrape my hair back, and use a brand new elastic to get it into a really tight ponytail. So now all that hair is nice and secure. You can obviously do the ponytail as low or as high as you would like it, depending on how high you want your bun to end up being. But I kind of go for a mid-height ponytail, just so that you can see the bun a little bit, but it's not on the top of your head type of bun. Now I'm going to secure this ponytail into a bun. So I'm just going to take another elastic, another brand new one, so it's really nice and tight. And then I'm just going to take the ponytail, twist it round, and then twist it round itself like that. Hope that makes sense. that is probably where I am going to tie mine. So I'm just going to hold it in place and take the elastic over. I'm probably going to get this one over twice, like so. And I like the way it looks with just a little bit kind of hanging out the top and hanging out the side, just like a little peacock feather. I think that looks cute, but if you want to tuck it all in, then go for it. Just depends how you want yours to look. I'm going to tuck this big bit in actually, because that's a bit much hanging out. There, that is a little bit better. Then I'm going to take my smoothing brush. So this is the same as the Lee Stafford one, except it doesn't have the hard bristles in the centre. It's just all soft bristles. So you can see the difference between them two. That one's hard in the centre and then soft. This one is just all soft. So this is going to be a lot better for smoothing and not actually creating bumps. So I'm just going to take this brush and gently smooth over any lumps or bumps that we created when we were doing the bun. You want to be really, really gentle when you do this, because if you actually brush through your hair, all you're going to do is brush a big bump right to the back. You're going to create a bump and then brush it all the way to the back. So you can see how I'm just using the side of the brush and I'm just doing it ever so gently to smooth rather than actually brush. One more time with the tame and polish. This time I'm going to take it on a little eyelash or eyebrow spoolie. So you can get a pack of these from Amazon. I think I paid £3 or £4 and I got like 100 or 150. So I just keep some clean ones to use for things like this. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this on here, like a tiny amount. And this is really just going to help get all these little baby hairs that are down here, up here. If you've got like little sideburn hairs and you want to just swoop those back into the bun, this is a really good trick for just kind of getting those last few little bits of hair. So you just want to scrape those back like that. And then the same down here, you want to just get those few little bits of hair. Can you see how that side now just looks a little bit neater than that? That side we've got kind of random hairs, and this side we're kind of all the way swooped back into the bun. Hopefully you can see. So that's the side that's done, and that's the side that's not. So I'm just going to do the same on the other side. It also helps to make your hair look a little bit fuller as well. Can you see how there looks quite full and thick and it looks a little bit sparse? So same on the other side, just swoop those hairs back. And that is the finished result. You are pretty much locked and loaded now, considering how much of the Mark Hill polish that we used. But if you're going to be wearing this all day, or it just doesn't feel really, really secure, you can go in with a little bit of hairspray. The hairspray this is my favourite hairspray. I hate wearing hairspray because I hate the feeling of my hair feeling crunchy. But this is the best hairspray to use. It's the Bedhead Masterpiece Massive Shine Hairspray. I've used this for years. I absolutely love it. So you can go in with a little bit of this. I'm just going to do a tiny little bit of this on the actual bun because we didn't put any gel or polish or anything on the actual bottom half of the hair. So the bun itself, although it's secure with the hair tie, it hasn't got any product in it. So I'm just going to give that a tiny little spritz and we are done. That is the bun section of the hair complete. This is the perfect type of hairstyle if you're going to be out all day, and if you're going to curl your hair it's going to drop, or it's windy, or someone like me who just touches their hair every 2 minutes. I can't touch this. If I touch this, I'm going to ruin it. So I can absolutely not touch this. You can just live your life looking like an egg, going about your day, and it's super low maintenance, super easy. That took me less than 10 minutes, and it's the perfect way to hide when your hair is dirty, because let me tell you, my hair is dirty and you would never know. Moving on to the face now that the hair is sleeked back and out of the way. I've already prepped my skin off camera in terms of doing my skincare. I just done my usual skincare routine, used a really glowy moisturiser, and now I'm going to go in and do like a light, fresh, dewy makeup look. I always start with my brows, and would it be a me video if I wasn't using the Pink Honey eyebrow glue. This is completely rubbed off, so I don't know what the exact name of this is, but they basically just do one of these brow products. So the Pink Honey one, I get mine in shade Cola Cube because my eyebrows are super dark and this is the colour that matches the best. And this is the best brow product I've ever used. Ever. I've tried all the other brow gels like that give you like the laminated effect, that stick them up. Nothing compares to this. So I always go back to it. I absolutely love it. It comes with a little spoolie that you just wet rub it around inside, and then just brush your eyebrows back, not back, up. I want to go for that really super laminated look and really want the brows to be like a focus of the look. So I always brush them all the way up, let them look a little bit crazy, and then let it sit there so that it dries and sticks in that position. And then you can manipulate it a little bit more once the gel is dried down. So look at the difference. This is the best brow product in life. So while that dries down, I'm going to go in with my primer. I'm going to be using the Morphe Priming Beauty Oil. I really like this for more of a dewy, glowy daytime look. I don't really use it on like a nighttime or if I'm going to be somewhere where I'm going to be hot, because it's an oil and your gal's got oily skin. So them two things don't go well together. But with the right foundation and in the right setting, it can make your makeup look super glowy and super flawless. I'm going to do about that much, rub it together, and then just press it into my skin. You want to really let that primer just soak into the skin and let that oil really absorb. So you want to give that a minute or two, absorb. So we're going to go back to the brows, and I'm going to be using my Refy brow pencil. This is the step 3 of the three-stage brow process, which I used in my last video. I do really like this brow pencil because it's so fine. You can really get in there and create hair-like strokes. It doesn't look like you've filled in your entire brow. It looks like a laminated, fluffy, model off duty brow. Then once I'm happy with how that's all filled in, I'm just going to take this end and just comb out the tops just to really tame it down and really just manipulate it to how I want it to look. You can obviously do them as bushy or as thin as you'd like, but I've got quite big eyebrows anyways, so naturally without adding a lot of product, they look huge. But it's entirely up to you how big you want to do them. They look a little bit crazy right now, but once we've got the rest of our face on, it will all gel together. Moving on to the face, I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturiser. This is the oil-free one with SPF 20. It doesn't actually have a name, it just says oil-free tinted moisturiser. This is probably going to be a little bit tan for me because I'm the same colour as my t-shirt. I don't know what's happened, but this is where we are, and this is the only type of shade that I have because this is usually my shade. So it is going to be a little bit tan, but we're going to make it work. I don't want to go in with a foundation just because I don't want it to be really heavy, and usually if you use like a really thick foundation it's best to set it, and I don't want to use a lot of powders either. So I find that a tinted moisturiser or a BB cream or a CC cream or something like that would work best for this type of look, and this one is my absolute favourite because it's thick enough to give you a lot of coverage, but it's also thin enough to not be a full coverage foundation, if you know what I mean. I just applied that directly to my face, and I'm going to use this giant Real Techniques sponge to blend that out. And I find if you just use a big sponge like this, because it's got such a big surface area, it kind of blends it a little more evenly and a little bit more thinly, so the product isn't as concentrated, if that makes sense. So it kind of looks like a fresher coverage. With this type of look as well, I would always recommend that you do your hair first, because now you can really see where your hairline is going to be, and make sure you fill in those bits with foundation so you don't have your foundation on, then you scrape your hair back and then you've all of a sudden got like a foundation line. And this is a little bit dark for me, so I'm just going to blend it down my neck just so we're all matching. Once you're happy with how that is looking, I'm going to go in with bronzer. You want to try and keep everything cream products if you can, just because it's lighter coverage and it just looks a little bit fresher and not as heavy. So I'm going to go in with a cream bronzer, and this is the Revlon x Ashley Graham Tropical Vibes Golden Lava for your face and body, and it's this really nice brown shimmery bronzer. I'm going to apply this again directly to my face in the places where I would usually bronze, just like that, and around my hairline. You can see it's a very light, very subtle type of bronzer, but look how glowy that looks. It's just gave it a gorgeous, subtle, sun-kissed glow. It's time for concealer. I'm going to go in with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is a really nice concealer because it's full enough coverage to give you coverage, but it's also light enough to still look fresh and not kind of cake underneath your eyes. So I'm not going to use loads of this. I'm just going to do a little bit under there a little bit under there, and I'm just going to spot conceal ever so slightly. I've got a few little marks around my chin area. Just going in with this same giant sponge to blend that out. I really like doing a look like this just because you can use the same sponge for everything, because you don't want that really defined contour, highlight, foundation look. You just want everything to blend together. So by using the same sponge, you just kind of help that, because there's always a little bit of the last product left on the sponge. It's a really nice big surface area, so it just blends it all evenly, and it's obviously a lot easier because I don't have to carry around 10 different sponges. So I really like doing this because it's just nice and simple. And I am just going to set my concealer a little bit. I'm going to use my trusty Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm going to just take this on a really small brush and place this directly where I want to set, rather than using a big brush and setting my entire face. I'm just going to set directly underneath the eyes, and also set any areas that you will crease. So I am just going to do a little bit on my smile lines, tiny little bit on my chin. I'm going to go in and use a cream highlighter. The one that I'm going to use is the Iconic London Illuminator, and this is in the shade Original. It's just like the classic gold shade that they do. And apply this directly to the face. Again, one more time with the same sponge, I'm just going to go in and blend all of this out. You can see how beautiful that glow is. It's just really subtle. That is the face. I'm going to go ahead and spray that with some setting spray just to let that marinate and let everything set. And then all we have left to do is the eyes and the lips. Using my absolutely trusty favourite ever setting spray. This is the Urban Decay. This is the Urban Decay De-Slick setting spray. I love this one, and I love their all-nighter one. I have oily skin, so I do prefer this one, but if you have normal to dry skin, I would recommend the all-nighter one. But this is perfect for a look like this when you don't have much powder and you can get quite oily quite easily. This setting spray will sort the job. Just let that marinate for a minute. Just lashes and lips left to go. I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Telescopic Extra Black Mascara. This is the best mascara for if you want really thin, long lashes. It separates them all. It's got a really nice thin wand, and it just makes them super, super long. That is the one. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this. Can you see the difference that mascara makes? It's incredible. I'm just going to do the exact same on the other side. Just my lips left to do. I'm going to line them with this NYX lip liner, and it's in the shade Nude Pink. It's just this really nice mauvey nude pink. Then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this lip oil. This is one by Victoria's Secret, and it's just like a slightly rose tinted one, but you can get any lip oil basically, or you could even use Vaseline, to be honest, if you don't have a lip oil. But I've just applied the lip liner just to give me a little bit more colour, and then I'm going to go in with this as a lip gloss. So this is the finished result. This is my take on the model off-duty clean vibes hair and makeup look, whatever you want to call it. Super quick, super easy. You could do the whole thing in less than 30 minutes, and I think it looks really fresh, really clean with the slick back hair, and it's just comfortable to wear. You don't feel like you've got a ton of makeup on and your hair's not down and bothering you. Everything's just pushed back out the way, and you just feel fresh and ready to go. So that is it, you guys. That is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and it inspired you to go and recreate this look. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it all the way to the end, while you're here, I would really appreciate it if you would hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and also subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!